In this video, we're going to go over factoring perfect square expressions. We will focus on two formulas we can use for this. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared equals a plus b squared, and a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals a minus b squared. Whenever we see an expression which can be rewritten in the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, or a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, we call this a perfect square expression, and we can use these formulas to factor them. In general, we can use some existing formulas to factor expressions in a particular form, which look like there isn't an obvious factoring by grouping which can be used, and the formula for perfect squares is an example of this. Let's look at our first example. We'll put the perfect square formulas at the side here to refer to them as we do these examples. If we look at our expression, we can rewrite 4x squared as parentheses 2x squared and 9y squared as a plus parentheses 3y squared. So then we can set a to equal 2x and b equal 3y, which means a squared is equal to parentheses 2x squared, and b squared would equal parentheses 3y squared. And this also means that 2ab is equal to 2 times 2x times 3y, which is equal to 12xy. And we'll notice that this is the same as the second term in our expression. So this means we can rewrite 12xy as 2 times 2x times 3y. And if we look at our expression now, we'll notice that it's in the form of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, where a is equal to 2x and b is equal to 3y. So using our formula, we can rewrite this expression as parentheses 2x plus 3y all squared, since a squared plus 2ab plus b squared is equal to parentheses a plus b squared, and we're using the values a equals 2x and b equals 3y, which we set. And this is our final answer. Let's do another example. We can rewrite 25x squared as parentheses 5x squared and 4y squared as a plus parentheses 2y squared. So this means we can set a equals 5x and b equals 2y, and that means a squared is equal to parentheses 5x squared and b squared is equal to parentheses 2y squared. So this means the value of 2ab is simply 2 times 5x times 2y, which equals 20xy, and we'll notice that this is the same as the second term in our expression. So we can rewrite 20xy as a plus 2 times 5x times 2y. So after rewriting the expression in this way, we'll notice that our expression is in the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, where a is equal to 5x and b is equal to 2y, and we'll know from our first expression that this is just simply equal to parentheses a plus b squared with the given values of a and b. So the final answer is simply parentheses 5x, which is our a, plus 2y, which is our b, and all squared. And this is our final answer. Let's do another example. Notice that the second term has a minus sign in front of the minus 24xy term, and this indicates that we'll be using our second formula, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared is equal to parentheses a minus b squared. This is because the minus 24xy would correspond to the minus 2ab term in our second formula, and whenever there's a minus sign in front of the second term, we'll know we need to use our second formula. So as usual, we'll rewrite 16x squared as parentheses 4x squared, and 9y squared is simply a plus parentheses 3y squared. So we can set a to equal 4x and b to equal 3y, which means a squared is equal to parentheses 4x squared, and b squared is equal to parentheses 3y squared. So now we need to figure out what our minus 2ab term is. Minus 2ab is simply minus 2 times 4x times 3y, which is equal to minus 24xy. And we'll notice that this is the same as the second term in our expression, so we can rewrite minus 24xy as minus 2 times 4x times 3y. So now we can see that our entire expression is in the form a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, where a is equal to 4x and b is equal to 3y. And that's all just equal to parentheses a minus b squared. So this entire expression is just equal to 4x minus 3y all squared, since a is equal to 4x and b is equal to 3y. And this is our final answer. Let's do a similar example. Notice that the second term, minus 14xy, has a minus sign in front of it, and this indicates that we'll be using our second formula with the a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. We can rewrite 49x squared as parentheses 7x squared, and the y squared remains the same. We'll set a equals 7x and b equals y, which means a squared is equal to parentheses 7x squared and b squared equals y squared. So now we need to figure out what our minus 2ab term is, and that's simply minus 2 times 7x times y, which equals minus 14xy, and we'll notice that this is equal to the second term in our expression, so we can rewrite minus 14xy as minus 2 times 7x times y. So now our expression is in the form a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, where a equals 7x and b equals y. So we can rewrite this as parentheses 7x minus y all squared. And this is our final expression. Let's do an example of a perfect square expression with only one variable x. In this expression, the x squared can remain the same, while we'll rewrite 9 as a plus 3 squared. We can see that the middle term 6x that we haven't rewritten as a square has a positive sign, so this indicates we'll be using the first formula with the a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So we can set a equals x and b equals 3. So this means a squared is equal to x squared and b squared is equal to 3 squared. So this means our 2ab term is simply 2 times x times 3, which equals 6x, and that's the same as the 6x term in our original expression, so we can rewrite that as 2 times x times 3. So now our expression is in the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, where a equals x and b equals 3. So our entire expression is just equal to parentheses x plus 3 all squared, and this is our final answer. Let's do another example. We can rewrite 4x squared as parentheses 2x squared and 25 as 5 squared. Notice that the minus 20x term that we haven't rewritten as a square has a minus sign, so this means we'll be using our second formula with the a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So we can set a equals 2x and b equals 5, so a squared is equal to parentheses 2x squared, b squared is equal to 5 squared, and our minus 2ab term is simply minus 2 times 2x times 5, which equals minus 20x. And that's the same as the second term in our expression, so we can rewrite minus 20x as minus 2 times 2x times 5. And now our expression is in the form a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, where a equals 2x and b equals 5. So this expression can be rewritten as 2x minus 5 all squared. And this is our final answer.